Ike Houston,
Interview.
take one.
Take one, baby.
What's up, guys? How you all doing today?
Good.
Pretty solid.
Doing
Pretty
good,
solid.
man.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
All right, I just want us to go down the line and introduce yourself and how you guys all met.
Okay, perfect. So I'm Ike.
I'm Seth.
I'm John.
Noah.
I'm Enoch.
So we actually, this like little arrangement has gone through like a bunch of different iterations. This is like the latest one, but the original one was just out of like, I don't know, just an idea that I had to, play some of the music that I've been writing live. And so Noah was like the first one that I got connected with through like a common acquaintance. And yeah, we just, we've been playing together since then, adding more people since then. And it's been fun. It's been good.
Yeah, well, actually, they played a show and I was at it, and I like watched. I think it was your first show.
I forgot to mention that.
My cousin was the bassist, and you were there too, right? He was there too.
He was in the audience.
And like, yeah, dude, like right after the show.
First
they were
live
like,
concert, right?
Yeah, it was my first live concert.
Jeez.
First concert, yeah.
The other thing,
I didn't know that.
The other thing that I loved too about this whole group formulating was, so I got connected with Ike to be his kit player, and then we were doing that show, and I was like, dude, I know the most wicked sax player, key player, composer to like ever live, basically. Not overhyping.
The man, bro,
Enoch
the
Thornock.
man.
We played in jazz band in high school at Provo High School because both me and Enoch grew up in Provo. Ike's from Texas.
Sax man, Enoch.
So yeah, when we got connected, I was like, bring Enoch on. Enoch came play with us that first show, and yeah, he's always been a key piece since.
I want to actually like shout out you specifically because Noah, like, I met him when I was 14. He was a senior and I was a freshman in high school, and he like basically like, I don't know, took me under his wing kind of and like taught me about like how to be in high school and like all this stuff. And then he introduced me to Ike right when I started college. And that show that you guys were at was my first time playing like rock music live. And so it was just kind of like, I don't know, these are like really special people to me that have kind of introduced me to a lot of amazing things. So
We love you, Enoch. We're honored.
Yeah.
And then I also
We got a lot of love.
randomly. So Enoch was like, he was a senior when I was like a sophomore, and I only got close with him like randomly because at the end of my junior year, I started playing jazz band, and he was like the all-time GOAT, like all-time GOAT.
none of this is true.
This is so true, bro.
It's
Every
all
single
true.
day in
It's
class,
all
bro,
true.
the teacher would talk about freaking, if we had Enoch, we'd make state.
State champs.
But yeah, so Enoch was like my music GOAT, and then Enoch asked me to play bass with these guys.
Yeah.
Like literally a couple months ago.
Yeah, it wasn't even that long ago. But side note too, we're super glad to have John. He has his own thing. It's Madfish. Maybe you guys will see another Rugs Unplugged with Madfish soon. I don't know.
We will very soon, actually. But yeah, so musically about this set, I want to ask about inspirations for your music, Ike, and also just all of you individually. Like, who are some musicians that you guys look up to and play like?
Yeah, so that's a good one. I feel like we've been through a lot of phases. I feel like that's natural in any band. But as far as this set goes, I was really, really inspired a lot by, some of the classics. Like, I really enjoy, like, Frank Ocean. I really love watching the way that Dominic Fike plays his live tracks versus, like, the studio tracks that he has. And so, just incorporating different things that aren't in the record on a live session is something that I've always been obsessed with. We always talk about it. We always like plan stuff that's different for the live sets, just because people already have the record, it's kind of like, just get them something different. But inspirations for like the actual music that's being written, I feel like it comes from all over the place. I mean, I love the Strokes, love Gorillaz, all that stuff like that. And so for me, it comes from like a ton of places. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I think something that's cool is like everyone here has their own music taste. We all like different things, but the common ground we share tends to be the music we end up playing. Like that's all stuff that we enjoy and we like. And for me, I know on guitar, John Mayer was like a huge thing, and I remember when we wrote one of the tracks the other day, and I was like sitting there like messing around with just like a lick that was this is kind of like a John Mayer lick. And then from that, Ike was like, oh, let's build on that, you know? And so it's just like we're all kind of just taking things we like and finding common ground and just building on it.
Yeah, Ike's a great writer. He's always been like our leader. We're always kind of bringing our talents underneath what he envisions and what, you know, he's foreseeing. And lyrically, he pulls ideas from real life experience and real emotions, which actually aligns with one of my favorite artists, which is Lainey. I love Lainey, and they were a 3-piece, and they went to a 2-piece, so their lead singer and their drummer. So I've always joked with Ike that he's Paul Klein and I'm Jake Goss, just on the kit. But no, he's a great writer, and like Seth said, I've loved how we've all come from very different backgrounds, and we kind of all come together underneath one vision. So yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. I grew up a lot listening to like Beatles and stuff, so they have lots of like moving bass lines and leading notes, and so really I just ask Ike what he wants me to do, and then I do my best to follow.
He has to stay in line. We need him to stay. No, I'm just kidding. He's really good. He's just very like he's a natural. You know, I love John. You're great, dude.
Thanks, Ike.
I'm inspired by a lot of stuff as well. There's a saxophone player named Eddie Barbash who like influences a lot of what I do. That's just one. Yeah, a lot of different places, kind of like Ike. So.
Totally. Just a quick story. In that second song, I wanted to hear about the friend that you were writing the story about. Just
Right. So, I mean, he's a good friend of mine. I'd say like he's probably like, he's my best friend. You know what I mean? We actually live. He's my roommate right now. We actually live like 2 blocks down from where we're at right now.
Go by Velour.
Yeah. And so it was just, I mean, that song, it's called Mouth Shut. I think you can tell from the lyrics, it comes from like a very emotional place of like, oh, you know, I was vulnerable with this person and like, look what they did with that kind of thing. You know, it's the classic story. I mean, I think, you know, it doesn't go too much deeper than that other than, you know, it's like, you know, sometimes you have people that come in your life, not for better at all, you know, and it just kind of happens that way. That song is kind of from me to him in a way, but to all the people that have kind of felt like that before, and haven't had like a, you know, like a way to, I guess, not grieve it, but like have some catharsis for it. You know, it's, yeah, you know, it's just for like when you want to release a little bit of emotion, I guess.
Totally. Yeah, and last but not least, I just want to ask about like what's upcoming for Ike Houston as far as shows, new music.
Up next for Ike Houston, so right now we're just focused on playing a ton of live shows. We want to play a ton of live shows. Nothing that I can announce as of yet.
I mean, we've got Kilby in December, so Kilby Court, early December.
We'll be there. Yeah.
Is our next biggest live show, but we've got other things lined up. But yeah, for Kilby in December is something that the folks can plan on for sure.
Yeah, and then as far as music goes, all of us here are like super, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Like multi-hyphenate, you know what I mean? We do a lot of stuff, you know, individually.
Hats off to everyone in this band real quick. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Everyone in this band is full-time students and like works.
Yeah.
Seth works 30 hours a week. Like it's crazy. So like,
Yeah.
I love everyone for like making the time.
Yeah,
It's a
so
lot.
as far as the new music, like studio music, you know, be on the lookout. You know, you never know when something's going to drop, but neither do we.
But it'll be big.
Yeah.
It'll be big things no matter what.
Oh, yeah,
big things.
it will.
Well, that was a good session today, guys. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks for
you
having
guys
us.
are awesome.
Thanks, Rugs Unplugged, everyone. Thank you.
Everyone's a bummer.
Everyone's a bummer.